In part one of this video series, Rodrigo talked about the challenges operators face when launching and managing their OTT services. One of them is the higher total cost of ownership. This is due to the complexity of managing multiple DRMs as well as other new technologies.
In terms of complexity and total cost of ownership, operators need to focus on optimizing those costs. These technology challenges will touch a number of backend systems. The number of DRM servers will increase. The packaging and the encoding and packaging farm will have to support additional formats. Your workflow needs to support these additional streaming formats and DRMs. For example, if they need to make a decision if they're going to pre-package the content or use a just-in-time packager. Obviously, there's a lot of variables that are service-specific that the operator needs to consider and look into the business case.
What should operators look for to help them be flexible and optimize costs?
Someone whose solution provides the flexibility to support your evolving business model, because your business model will change from time to time, and you want to make sure that you're not locked into someone who provides very little flexibility.
The second challenge Rodrigo talked about in the previous video is time to market. How operators can support new services and devices quickly. How should they address this challenge?
Operators need to bear in mind that whoever is helping them to achieve their business goals in terms of, adding supporting these new technology changes, that they're able to work very closely with the technology vendors in the industry. Those could be the DRM vendors, could be the packager and encoder vendors, but it is important that you keep up with the short technology release cycles, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to keep up with your customer expectations, because they'll get a new device and they'll be expecting that new device to be able to stream the service you're providing. So we did see, for example, when the Widevine was introduced, when Chrome introduced Widevine, that some vendors had a difficulty because they didn't have an existing relationship with these technology vendors to license and then ramp up the team, ramp up the know-how, and basically quickly address their customers' needs. Well, we've seen ranging from 3 to 6 months.
Irero supports all the major DRMs, including the latest Dash DRMs from day one. Challenge number 3, maintaining high service quality and availability in fragmented ecosystem. How can operators address that?
So as service mature and as customers demand, the service to be available and to be able to consume the content whenever, on whatever device they want, the importance of end user experience and service availability becomes an issue. This is actually quite common when operators go from being a small service provider to become a tier 2, for example, where they want to make sure that their service is up and running 100% of the time, and they need to work with reliable partners that can make sure that they own backend services have the same availability and are able to overall provide that end user experience and the service availability that they need to provide to the end users. So SLAs become a critical part of the offering of vendors. It's not uncommon for operators to have 4 nines or 5 nines availability. Having a vendor who has the know-how, who has the global presence, who has the infrastructure provide that will be a differentiating point.